Hold it. I think you're going to like this picture. This is Action Jack. And
the Burgermeister.
And here we are in beautiful Elmira. Boom, 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 boom.
No, honey, that was Elvira. You're confusing the two. This is Elmira in New York. This is where Mark Twain had a study, where his in-laws lived, and where he lived, and where all his kids were born, and where he wrote all those wonderful books.
That's his office right there.
That's right.
Look how gorgeous this college is. That goes way back to 1855.
I took a little trip. Oh, sorry, wrong song.
Right here in Elmira. So that is...
That's the college.
Yes.
And I guess it's just called Elmira College. And we finally got here. We've been wanting to come here for years because we knew this is where Mark Twain's study was. It had been at the family farm, which was called Quarry Farm, not too far from the college here. But it was donated here in this 80s by one of the descendants of his in-laws, the Langdons.
Look how beautiful it is right here.
And they put it on the college campus here.
And
Thank God they did, because we get to see it.
Mark Twain's wife went here.
Yeah, she went to school here.
So it's the Quarry Farm, which is not too far. I kind of blurred that up when I took that picture. Nonetheless, it's gorgeous. And that's the home, right? And
that's the Quarry Farm, which, by the way, is not open to the public. They just do study and research there. They have a few events during the year where they have special things. If you sign up for them, I think you can go. But it's closed, and that was a request from the family when they donated it to the college.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful campus if you look at it.
And we were there at the
right.
We were there at the right time again when they have.
Here in August.
When they were
nice and hot and summery.
Yeah, so right there is a beautiful home, and
look how tiny and little it is.
Yes, and right here is where he wrote most of his books.
He wrote Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, Roughing It, and I can't remember all the rest of them, in this little round room, which we're going to go to in a second. And that was on the family farm. And the reason the family built him this little octagonal, right?
Octagonal.
Octagonal room was because he liked to smoke, what was it, 30 or 40 cigars a day?
It's hard to believe.
How the heck do you do that?
Yeah, so
anyway, and Susan, his in-law, said, I can't take that smoke in the house, so you're going to ride out here and you can smoke to your heart's content. So they built him this little caboose. Isn't that cute?
So you'd have to really inhale to be able to have that many
still
cigars.
Made it 75.
Yes, quite amazing.
Yeah. So that was unbelievable.
So this is open to the public, and you can go in here. So
it's the cutest little house. We came at lunchtime, doors are closed.
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
So, isn't that beautiful? I had to put that in our backyard. I'll put you in there, and you can write in there.
Yes. So we're going to go.
I'll never see you again because you wouldn't come out because you'd like it too much.
I would like it, but only if you're in there with me.
Oh, I knew you loved me.
I really don't, and I don't smoke. I don't have any bad habits. So
I'm your only bad habit.
No, you're a good habit.
I like that.
Except I play guitar, and it's
very. That's not a bad habit. I love listening to you. You're the best guitarist I know.
I'd have to dictate the books and stuff while I'm writing. That's how we do it right now.
That's my job, right? You dictate, I write.
So he came here in 1868. That's where he met Olivia, his beautiful bride.
Yeah, he met her because he became friends with her brother, and his brother invited him over. See here, it says on the back of the building, the Mark Twain Study also.
Right, so, but he was here in 1868. The study was made in 1874, and he was there all the way up to the time of his death.
Yeah, they came every summer, and he would write, and the family would be together. And that's on the door, by the way, that sign, the Mark Twain Study, even though they had the others. And look at the inside. Look how pretty it is. It's so nice inside.
So when you
it's
go,
rather sparse because they keep it sparse since it's open to people to look in. But when he had it, he had books everywhere. We got a couple of pictures off the internet. Here's one showing him in there. Look at it. But he didn't have a lot in there either. Looks like he had a bed to take a nap in.
Yes. So
look at him. Isn't he amazing?
I'll tell you some of the books that he wrote in here, including his autobiography. But he wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Yes.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Prince and the Pauper, Life on the Mississippi, A Tramp Abroad, and A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, along with a lot of newspaper articles and many other things. He wrote them right here.
Isn't that amazing? I read most of those books, by the way.
Yeah, he is absolutely an amazing
Oh,
person.
look, who's that?
There's Bergie, because we walked all over the campus here.
Yeah, Jack took off and I found him, so
Well,
I'm hunting him
I
down.
took off. I'm at the writing cabin here. That's
There he
where
is.
I'm at.
And
Watching.
now we're going to the opposite of the Writing Academy, and there is the statue of Mark Twain, and it's on a pedestal that has all of his books on there. I think as we get closer, we're going to see that. There goes Jack.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
so
that.
beautiful.
Is that amazing?
So beautiful, and then the etchings around there about his
And-
books that he's done.
Yes.
Also about his love of the college and the love of the Langdons,
Yes,
as his in-laws, and
he loved the family married into, yes.
and then the love of his bride,
And
Olivia.
her statue is over here. We're going to get it in a second also. See all of his books, Roughing It and just whatever. They've got them all on there. Adventures of...
Well, that's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn,
Hey,
Tom
Jack,
Sawyer,
I
The
need
Prince and
my
the Pauper,
reading
Life on the
glasses.
Mississippi, Tramp Abroad, A Connecticut Yankee, and King Arthur's
I
Court.
need my reading glasses.
Yeah, it's quite. There's Bergie when I was looking at it. Quite amazing that
Nice
this.
to find something bigger than me there.
Quite amazing that this has been here so long. Mark Twain was
Yes.
such an insightful person. There's his bride.
And that's his bride. And she also went to school there. And I think one of his granddaughters was a teacher there. Do you remember reading something about that? I
Yes,
think one of the granddaughters
right.
was a teacher there at this school. And there she was. She graduated from there. And their family was very well off. And their home, which is no longer there, it was torn down, was quite nice.
And he stayed here during the summers.
Yes.
So this was his summer place.
Isn't that funny? They live in Connecticut, which we went to, that home, beautiful home, and they'd come here for the summers.
Yes.
I would think that Connecticut would be cooler since it's on the coast, but what do I know?
And he also spent time in Buffalo, New York, which we have a lot of videos in Buffalo because
Yeah.
we were there. And then
And
he has.
donated, real quickly before I forget, he donated his original manuscript of Huckleberry Finn to the library in Buffalo because he was friends with the librarian there.
Right. So this
And
is
talk about a blessing to get. And they have that there, and they even digitized it. So you can see that they've got the machine where you can watch the digitized copies of his original transcription of Huckleberry Finn there.
And
Wow.
this Elmira
Oh,
is.
we're on the way to the cemetery right now.
This is
And
really neat.
We did the road so you can kind of get an idea. It's a little confusing, but we found it, Woodlawn Cemetery. And look at that. They had signs everywhere. And then we
Yes.
go in the main gate there as soon as we get past this sign business. There it is.
So now we're going to go see him. We found that in addition to Mark Twain and all of his family being here, because
The Langdons, his
The
wife's
Langdons.
family.
Mark Twain was very depressed from losing his family members.
He lost 2 daughters before he passed. And the last one was, I think she was...
There's Mark Twain. That's where we're going to
Yeah.
go right there.
So I did this so we could see how you drive through the cemetery. It's a beautiful cemetery to turn in and find his grave. And it's a beautiful cemetery. So, Jack, don't we have some quotes of his? He had brilliant ones.
Yes, I love his one-liners that he has. The 2 most important days in your life are the day that you're born and the day you found out why.
Wow.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Do the right thing. It will gratify some people and astonish the rest. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, that's the ideal life. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. A classic is a book which people praise but never read. Action speaks louder than words, but not nearly as often. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. That's a nice rhyme. Now we're at the grave here, and driving up here was so amazing. You know, the amount of people that were here is amazing. So actually, we're hearing traffic again.
There were several people. We had to wait in line, actually, to get there. There we are standing at his
Isn't that
grave.
amazing? So I'm saying here we are at the
I know.
grave
I
of-
never thought we'd get there. This is to me special.
It's very special.
He was
Very,
an amazing man.
it's sacred.
And his little wife to your right, and if we're looking at it, it's our left, is his little wife.
and his daughters.
And then on the other side of her are the 2 daughters that passed away.
Yes.
And then all of the Langdon, his in-laws' families, the whole plot is all of the family there. What a special thing that was.
And Bergie and I listened to the entire autobiography of Mark Twain when it first came out because,
We listened to two of them.
yes, we
Yes.
listened to a shorter version and a longer version. And we learned so much. And there was so much humor in there, but also just honesty about the harshness of life and the experiences that he had. And it's the death that he experienced that was the
And
hardest.
he understood human nature in such a way. No shrink, no psychologist today understood human nature the way he seemed to have.
Yes, he said that education is something that he had, and it took him years to get over it.
And look at somebody left him a cigar and a book.
Yeah, not great.
That's so nice.
And they leave change and
And they put stones on the headstone.
yeah.
Pun intended.
That comes from the Bible. That's in the Old Testament. The word Gilead means witness heap and had to do with leaving stones.
Well,
And
they-
that's why we learn so much about scriptures and the truthfulness of scriptures because of archaeology. And then Jesus talked about how the stones would talk. So that's why that's that custom. It's primarily a Jewish custom, but it's a very good custom because flowers die, but the rocks go on because they're forever.
And don't some people leave coins or they leave seashells?
Yeah, they just left some there. That's also a practice. It's a derivative of the stones.
It's just letting people know that you're thinking of them. You didn't just come to say hello. You wanted to leave a memento.
Mark Twain says, go to heaven for the climate, go to hell for the company.
I love it.
You know, that's really beautiful because that shows about how we all need atonement and how
Yes.
important it is to have grace.
Yes. Got another quote?
I got a million quotes. One is, the fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who is fully prepared to die is fully prepared to live at any time.
I like that.
And I do not fear death, for I was dead for infinity before I was born, and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it.
What about the violet one? That was so beautiful.
He said, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. So there's
that's
so,
powerful.
so much to the great Mark Twain. He's really,
That, by the way, was the family. What do you call that thing? That post showing that the family plot is there.
right. So
What
that,
were you going to say? Didn't mean to interrupt you.
he is the American Shakespeare.
Yes, he is. Oh my goodness, yes. Him and Will Rogers. I mean, you can't get any better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would put Mark Twain above
Will Rogers.
Will Rogers. They
Okay,
have the
I
Mark
would
Twain
too. Well,
award.
he wrote what he did. Yes, I agree with you. So you know he died. He was only 75 years old.
Which is interesting. That's exactly how long the duration is from Halley's Comet, also pronounced Halley's Comet. And when he was born, Halley's Comet was just a few weeks before he was born. And then when he had died,
In 1910, by the way.
that was just one day after the comets had reached its perihelion. So that, and he had predicted that that he would die then.
He said, if I don't go out with Halley's Comet, that will really be a disappointment.
And it's also in his autobiography because he died of a broken heart because his last daughter died just before that.
His second daughter, because one still survived. He had three of them. I
Okay.
didn't mean to correct you, but there was one
No,
surviving
you're right.
daughter.
And here I told Bergie, I said, I think I'm going to take a rest with Mark Twain. He's in his resting place. I'm going to rest. So I took a little break there because we had a long day. Now, this is what we found out right by there. We didn't know Hal Roach is buried right by the
Mark
great
Twain.
Mark Twain. And Hal Roach is the one who put Laurel and Hardy together.
Here they are.
And the Little Rascals and Charlie Chaplin and a million other people. So this is really amazing. So, on behalf of my lovely bride, Bergie Meister, this is Action Jack saying we'll be back, it will be soon, and that's the name of that tune. If you like this, please give us a like, comment, and share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Action Jack Adventures.